Hi, I'm Denise Duong,
And Gabriel Freeman.
and we are the artist that is opening up for the Norman Arts Council. Was it no, it's all the entire Norman. I don't
We're having a show here.
know, but their art walk.
Yes, the first art walk.
Yes,
And we're at MAINSITE.
I have COVID brain.
This is the first time we've been around people.
Anyway, our show is called The Left Hand of Liminality, and our show is up until July 9th. And come with us, and we'll show you our show.
Yeah.
So in this room is a body of paintings that I've done. They're mixed media, and they're focused more on kind of this branch series where everybody's kind of, it's like, I don't know if you're familiar with like the nurture log or the mother log, on how when there's a fallen tree, there's other growth that comes from the fallen log, and it's kind of based on that thought and that nurturing, that growth, that new growth. But and so Gabe and I created this installation right here. That
it's supposed to play off. It's supposed to play off the paintings. So it's the installation. Did we even title the installation?
No.
I don't think we did. Untitled installation.
Yes.
And you want to talk any more about your paintings? Go on.
And then there's also the theme of the paintings and the inks is like kind of based on like the place we have been through in the past year. And, you know, there's a lot of people that are still in this, where it's like, you know, you've gone through this pandemic where you've spent a lot of time with yourself. And so you have, you're facing multiple versions of yourself and confronting them. And so you kind of having an, not outer body, well, I guess you could be having an outer body experience, but also like liminality where you're stuck in between of, you know, two spaces and trying to, you know, live with that, figure it out, and how you want to proceed with, you know, what's in the future. But so this, and then I have this series of kind of, this series is kind of like emergence, like, you know, you're kind of emerging out of a space that you've kind of been buried in. And so I find that this is kind of a perfect way to lead into, you know, coming out of a pandemic that we've been quarantined for, you know, over a year now with. And so it's pretty personal. And we will walk along.
Follow us. This is Lord Bronson, also known as BJ.
And then Gabe, would you like to?
Sure. Or do you want to finish your inks?
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
And then so I started these ink series because they're kind of like a therapeutic way for me to process a lot that has been going on. Like, you know, you have the climate of like political climates, just the world climate. And so these are very therapeutic because it's just like, it's almost like writing where you don't second guess what you're doing, you just do it. And so it's kind of just a brain splatters. And then Gabriel?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we'll start over here. So this is the first piece. It's actually a prototype for the bigger piece. And it is kind of based on the idea of emergence and coming out through a transition period. And so Denise and I wanted to create collaborative sculptural elements where we combine Denise's kind of whimsical caricature and these kind of, it's like in Denise's work, there's these worlds within worlds, like characters coming out of characters, characters holding up characters, like kind of elements that come in and out of worlds like a dream. And so we've been working with the idea of kind of scaling up these worlds, and also kind of I've always made these kind of conceptual, structural spaces, whether they're kind of these weird forts or kind of basically taking a sculpture and creating a space to go into. And so this is the prototype for what's behind it, and the idea is that there is these kind of worlds where there's, there might be this creature that's holding up another creature, and inside that creature, inside that character is another one, and inside that's another one, and it's kind of like the idea that there's dreams within dreams within dreams. And so this is called At What Point, and it is alluding to a giant creature holding a bird, and then we'll go over to the actual one, I guess. And so we've spent the last about 6 months conceptualizing and building this, and Denise and I collaborated on every aspect of it, and then I did most of the actual fabrication. But it's kind of playing with the idea of telling a story with a sculpture. And so the story that we're telling is, we don't really need to tell it out loud, but it's about believing in, it's about kind of believing in your own ideas. And if you believe in your idea, what happens? And if you believe in your dream, in the same way that, like, if you believe in love, it can exist. If you believe in God, it exists. If you believe in your idea, it exists. But at what point does it become reality? And so inside this workshop, there's this world. And in this world, there's some character has this vision to make a hand. And that hand is starting to be created, and outside of that world, there's this other world, and we're not sure if the bigger hand that's holding up the bird, which is the workshop, is there first or not, kind of similar to what's first, the chicken or the egg. And so, this is our first big attempt at collaborating on a sculpture, and we're pretty happy with it. And then the third sculpture is another version of another hand, and I think the hands really, it started out as an idea to make the bigger sculpture, and then I kind of really grasped onto the hand idea because it's kind of, it reflects the kind of time being alone during the pandemic and kind of like looking inward. And so, like, to create a sculpture, like, I didn't have a lot to work with, and so I'm like, I just looked at my own hand and ended up just staring at my own hand and, kind of piecing things together. And so then, since it's a collaborative effort, the whole show, Denise painted this amazing mural, and we're pretty happy with it. And come out. The show is happening right now. It's open, a real opening in person in over 15 months. We're here on MAINSITE in downtown Norman, and the show will be up for 2 full months, July 9th, and I hope you come out tonight. If not, I hope you make it at some point. Thank you.